Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, June 26th, and you can see pretty uniform temperatures out there under a thick cloud blanket, and we're going to see clouds pretty much all day long, some scattered showers. I think especially as you get to the very southern part of the state, and maybe some instability showers could develop near the lake shore again, but we don't expect a lot around here today, with the exception of some of that heavier band sneaks into southeast lower Michigan. If you take a look at the lines I drew here, this is off the European model over the next 96 hours, which would include the system coming through now, the next one coming through over the weekend into early next week. We can see that the other models, the GFS and the NAM model, want to scoot these lows pretty much along from west to east. Where a secondary low develops, helps deepen out this trough we're going to be going into here over the next couple of weeks, in which we'll see temperatures a good 5 to 10, if not more than 10 degrees below normal. So plenty of 70s and 50s, and maybe even some upper 60s and upper 40s for lows here as we go through this period. Very cold period will come through. But anyhow, the European model takes that second wave, and again, it's trying to deepen the trough, and as it does, it'll tilt it. And I think that'll allow that primary first low to move up closer into the Ohio Valley, spreading potentially significant rains, especially across southeast lower Michigan. And of course, we're talking about areas from Kalamazoo off to the east, around Lansing, but especially I think for the Jasper, Blissfield, Monroe, over towards Tupperville and St. Thomas over in southwest Ontario. It looks like potentially a significant amount of rain could fall, and Saturday right now looks like it could be quite soggy if the European's right. And we'll be following the next couple of model runs on that. If we look at the weather map for later today, you can see that first low scooting along according to the WPC, although they kind of show it arcing a little bit farther north than the NAM and the GFS models. The second low digging this big trough that's going to be developing and hanging around for quite some time. That's a system I think that moves a little farther and could bring more showers and thunderstorms to the area, much of the MAC area, as we get into Sunday night into Monday. If we look at the radar, you can see that first system coming out with some of the heavier precipitation just north of the warm front, and almost like a deformation zone. And I think this is the type of situation that, again, could pivot back into the north to the northwest and give southeast lower Michigan quite a bit of rainfall here over the next 48 to 72 hours. And if we look at the, we jump back here, let's get back. If we look at the forecasted models of precipitation here over the next 7 days, you can see most of it is off to our southeast. And if this trough deepens enough, that could be the pattern that might help much of central and northern Michigan, and with any luck, maybe central or south central and southern lower Michigan, if we can drive that colder air a little deeper, although we don't want cold air, but right now we need the rain to shut off. And then we do see, I think, a significant warming trend, but not until we get towards mid-month. But I think the last part of July could be quite warm, and we're going to need it to make up some ground on growing degree days. If we look at the, this is a Canadian model here, over the next 10 days, you can see a lot of precipitation, again, across the Ohio Valley. Somebody had asked me this morning, 5 to 10 inches of what? And you can see, though, many parts of Indiana and Ohio especially, I think, have a chance to pick up between 5 and 10 inches of rainfall. And finally, if we look at the growing degree days for many of the MAC locations, you can see that we're actually at or falling behind 2013 levels, and we're near, and even in a couple areas, falling behind last year's cold year. Now, the big advantage is we certainly had an earlier planting season with favorable moisture at that time, but not a good situation for those who had to replant. And, of course, these next 2 weeks look very cold. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day. Have a great weekend, and 73s to all.